What's up everybody? Today I'm going to unbox and get going this Aerogarden seed starting system in my Harvest Elite Slim Aerogarden. I'm excited to try this thing out. Basically what it does is it replaces the grow deck. So you can see this deck on mine has 6 pods that are bigger spaced out holes meant to grow a plant to maturity in, with I think 23 small holes that only fit the grow plug. And the purpose of this is to start your seeds in this deck system, grow them till the seeds are well established as smaller seedlings, and then take those seedlings and transplant them into the garden or into pots or wherever else you might do it. So I'm gonna unbox this, I haven't opened it yet, and then get it started. All right, so getting this thing opened here, it looks like we have some instructions on top, just about fertilizing. Like I said, they do make these for different systems. Mine is the Harvest Elite Slim, 6 pods. That's the one I got to match. And then some tips on the back here about hardening off once you move them and such. And there you have it. There's the 23 openings for starting seeds in. It looks like they preloaded it with the little peat pellets here. So that's pretty cool. You can kind of see, so traditionally you would have your Aerogarden pod with the peat pellet in it, and that kind of drops into one of these holes if you're not familiar with the Aerogarden system to then grow the plant in. It looks like what they've done here is kind of recreated the pod within the grow deck just so it holds that. I'm guessing why they made it one thing is just so that the roots don't get all tangled in here when you go to transplant out of here, since they're designed to be transplanted. So it's probably for easier removal with the roots. It looks like it's even open on the bottom there. It also came with a new bottle of liquid plant food, which is always nice. The next step is just to swap these out. This one simply lifts out. And I'm glad I read the directions, because I didn't realize that you also have to take this pump nozzle out, because otherwise this won't fit because of those baskets on the bottom. So to take that out, you just kind of wiggle it, it just comes off, but don't lose this because you obviously need it the next time you grow a traditional grow in this garden. And then after that, this just slides right in, fits perfectly. So I just took the deck back off just to fill it with water to that recommended fill line. And now I'm gonna fertilize it with the Aerogarden liquid plant food. For my model, it suggests 1 cap full, but obviously refer to your instructions for your model. I did notice that's about half as much as it normally says to do for mine when I'm growing mature plants in it. So that seems to be the trend, half of what you normally would do in plant food, but still filled to the same water line. So now I'm going to put this back in, and then we can get it planted up. In this system today, I'm going to be planting some red and yellow biquinho peppers, along with Swiss chard and some kale. These biquinho peppers have become one of my favorite mild peppers to grow each year, so I'm excited to give these a good head start. To start all of these seeds, I'm just dropping them into the preformed indentations in the peat plugs, and I'll be sure to update you guys once they start sprouting. All right, it is day 11 for these biquinhos, and most of them have germinated. We have these 2 that haven't, but all the rest have. And I think this one might actually be germinating. I see a little green down there. But it took a couple days longer than I would normally see with a heat mat for all of these to germinate, but still happy with the germination rate, and I'm sure they'll catch up in this Aerogarden environment. I got this one, which is really exciting. This one has 3 cotyledons. So normally they just have 2 of these little leaves that are kind of built into the seed, and this one came up with 3. So that's a little mutation that's pretty rare, and just kind of exciting to see. It doesn't really mean anything for the plant going forward, but just cool to see it happen occasionally. And then we got pretty good germination on the kale and chard as well. The kale is actually growing some true leaves already, which is cool. And that's just a quick update for day 11. I'll update you guys again soon once these biquinho seedlings really take off, but really just wanted to give an update on the germination rate and time frame I saw. All right, it's been 2 weeks total since this system's been planted. And in that time, the kale has really showed out. It's been exploding to the point that I think I might need to transplant some of these today. We'll take a peek at the roots in a minute to be sure. The Swiss chard, we actually only got 2 out of 4 of those germinating, so not the best rate compared to the other plants we have in here. And the biquinhos, the last 2 biquinho pepper plants never did germinate, but the ones that did are doing great. I don't know if you can see, they're trying to form true leaves, which they normally need a little fertilizer to help them with that process, and that's perfect timing because my red light is blinking there to add plant food today. So I'm about to add a capful of the plant food, and then I'm also going to show you a peek at the roots on this system. Wow, those kale roots really have gone crazy. I think I might have to take some of these bigger kales out today before these roots get too crazy to pull them out. The peppers, it looks like they're each dropping a little root down into the nutrient solution. So I really think now that they have the roots in contact with that solution and are starting to form their true leaves, I think they'll take off like crazy here soon. Okay, I'm gonna try to gently extract some of these larger ones. Look at all those roots, look how long that is. I'm gonna take these and plant them outside. So there's one. This one's pretty crazy. Take some of these outside and plant them up. It's only been 2 more days. The peppers are looking great. They've got the true leaves kind of coming up the middles a little more. But the big update is I took 6 kale plants out of here and transplanted them into the raised bed. They seem to be doing well outside. It's early March, so I think they should be more than fine out there temperature-wise. And I was gonna get fancy and find something to cover these holes with, maybe aluminum foil or something to keep the light out because we don't want algae growth down in our nutrient solution. And then I thought, oh, why not just plant more peppers? So I've got more plugs here. I've got 6 new plugs. And then I'm gonna plant some additional peppers in here. I've got the ahi lemon drop, Big Jim hatch chilies, Tabasco peppers, datil peppers, poblano peppers, and then this last one, this is an herb, summer savory, that I wanna go ahead and get going. So I'm about to pop some new plugs in all these holes, and we will get double benefit from them, more plants, and they're gonna keep blocking that light from down beneath just to protect it from algae. All right, all planted up. I put 2 pepper seeds per plug just to make sure we get good germination in these. And then I have made a little map of what's where. So again, it's day 16. We have biquinho seedlings that are starting to get their true leaves. A couple of Swiss chards doing pretty well. 6 kale plants out the door, and now that they're out, I think we got a couple more coming up in that light, and we just planted 6 more plants in here, 5 peppers and 1 herb. Another week has gone by, and we have 2 more Swiss chards out the door and another one sprouted. Check out these biquinhos though. Their true leaves are continuing to grow, and I think they're really gonna take off soon. All right, my 2 Swiss chards that came up are ready to go in the ground today. This one's pretty cool. It's the ruby Swiss chard, and the roots are red as well. So, about to pop these in. Okay, it's actually time to feed this system again, but look how much these biquinhos have taken off. I actually think they're probably about ready to come out of here. I don't want them to get too big in here, but they have done fantastic, and I'm sure as soon as I add more fertilizer in here today, they're just gonna get even bigger, quicker. This was that last Swiss chard that was tiny in the last video, but it's really sprung up since I removed the others, and it's getting more light. The others are doing well outside. And then my savory and poblanos have come up. I was looking down in here, and some of the other peppers have germinated and are about to come up. Like this one you can kind of see is bent there, as well as this one in here. It's hard to see, but they have germinated and come up. They do germinate a little slower in here, I think just because of that lack of heat, but overall it's still going well. I do think in hindsight I probably would have just covered these, because with the water and the light over them, some of these have been in there a while, they are starting to get some algae on top. But this little system with the seed starting deck really is going awesome. And yeah, I think my next update will be the final one as I take these things out, because like I said, I need to get them out pretty soon before they get too big and are too tangled up to get out. I do think they'll appreciate this fertilizer I'm about to get them. They're looking a little strained on some of these leaves, but the growth is really just amazing. And I'm sure after I add this fertilizer, they're gonna go absolutely crazy now that they have all those leaves to soak up that light and more nutrients. So I'm gonna add that and I'll update you guys soon. All right, here's that Swiss chard that was getting pretty big in there. I'm about to pluck it in the ground next to these other plants. These are actually the kales that I started in the Aerogarden. They've been out here for a week or two now and are just doing really good. And then next to them, I've got my onions and radishes. And then peas over there. So a couple cool season crops. I'm about to put this right here though. Okay, let this be a cautionary tale. I fertilized them right after that last video, and then they were looking really good, so I let them go another week. Well, after that, I had to go out of town for work for about 2 weeks, and it's been a couple days since I got back. So I intended to take these out soon after the last video, but I didn't, and now it's been almost a month, and we have whole biquinho plants in the Aerogarden. These are way too crowded. This is by no means really good for them, but I think this just speaks to the efficacy of the Aerogarden ecosystem. This would be awesome. I would just leave them in here if I just had a couple, but these are way too close, so I am gonna try to get them out today. Again, don't let them get this big in the system. Take them out when they look like they looked in my last clip, and you'll be perfect. We'll see if I struggle getting these out today, but they just have boomed in here. They look awesome, and we'll see if I can get them out without too much shock to them. These are pretty nice looking little biquinho plants. Our savory over here is jumping up, and our other pepper plants are kind of hanging in there. They got a little bit overshadowed by these monstrosities. So I'm about to open this up, see what we're dealing with the roots, and then just try to get it out. Just as I feared, this is crazy. A lot of roots here. We'll see how many I can untangle. I'll probably damage a decent amount, but I bet they'll be okay. Okay, so that took a lot of prying and a little trimming. I lost this many roots, but most of these actually came out pretty good. They were hard to pull out, but they have these really dense roots that are pretty strong. So most of them I was just able to yank out of there. Easier than I expected to be able to, actually. Again, these are way too big. Should have pulled them out earlier, but we're where we are. So I'm glad I was just able to get them out. These ones are more the size you'd want to pull them out at. So this one is a hatch chili. It's got some smaller roots. This is one of the ones that sprouted kind of under the shade of the others. So hatch chili. These, I believe, are some datil peppers. So that's much more manageable. And this is about, between these two sizes are when I would pull them out to plant them outside. It's a beautiful spring day here, so I'm gonna plant all of these outside, probably in the shade, so that they can recover from all this trauma, and we'll slowly move them into direct sunlight. But thank you guys for watching this one. Overall, I think this seed starting tray is an excellent tool to have. You just gotta stay on top of it to make sure you don't get giant plants in there, because they will grow quick in that Aerogarden.